The teleological nature of Aristotle's biology. The final cause of each kind corresponds to the reason that it continues to persist. As opposed to superlunary eternal substances, sublunary living things cannot preserve themselves individually, or, as Aristotle puts it, in number. Nevertheless, because living is better than not living, EN 1170b25, each individual has a natural drive to preserve itself in kind. Such a drive for self-preservation is the primary way in which living creatures participate in the divine, DA 415a25b7. Nutrition and reproduction, therefore, are, in Aristotle's philosophy, value-laden and goal-directed activities. They are activated, whether consciously or not, for the good of the species, namely for its continuation, in which it imitates the eternal things, Gen et Cor. 338b1217. In this way, life can be considered to be directed toward and imitative of the divine, DC 292b1822. This basic teleological or goal-directed orientation of Aristotle's biology allows him to explain the various functions of living creatures in terms of their growth and preservation of form. Perhaps foremost among these is reproduction, which establishes the continuity of a species through a generation. As Aristotle puts it, the seed is temporally prior to the fully developed organism, since each organism develops from a seed. But the fully developed organism is logically prior to the seed, since it is the end or final cause, for the sake of which the seed is produced. PA 641b29, 642a2. In asexual reproduction in plants and animals, the seed is produced by an individual organism and implanted in soil, which activates it and thus actualizes its potentiality to become an organism of the kind from which it was produced. Aristotle thus utilizes a conception of type as an endogenous teleonomic principle, which explains why an individual animal can produce other animals of its own type. Mayer 1982, 88. Hence, the natural kind to which an individual belongs makes it what it is. Animals of the same natural kind have the same form of life and can reproduce with one another, but not with animals of other kinds. In animal sexual reproduction, Aristotle understands the seed possessed by the male as the source or principle of generation, which contains the form of the animal and must be implanted in the female, who provides the matter. GA 716a1425. In providing the form, the male sets up the formation of the embryo in the matter provided by the female, as rennet causes milk to coagulate into cheese. GA 729a1014. Just as rennet causes milk to separate into a solid, earthy part, or cheese, and a fluid, watery part, or whey, so the semen causes the menstrual fluid to set. In this process, the principle of growth potentially contained in the seed is activated, which, like a seed planted in soil, produces an animal's body as the embryo.